Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhu Jaya Prabhu Jaya Prabhu Jaya Prabhu Mi like Hari Bo, Fulari Bo, Hari Bo, Fulari Bo, Gaya Mishpach, Manusgridadikacharya, Astottarashta Krishna, Abhay Charan Arvind, Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 7, text number 36. Akinchanam hidhanam shilonchanam. Have some? 36. 6, 7, 36. Maybe I will read by myself. Is okay? Teneha nirvirikte sadhu sat kriya kadham vigrahyam nu karomi adhishvara paurodhasam hrishyati yena durmati akinchanam hidanam shilonchanam teneha nirva Vertita sadhu satkriya kadham vigarhyam nu karomi adhishvara aurodhasam hrishya tiyena durmati. Translation. All exalted governors of various planets, the true Brahmana, who has no material possessions, maintains himself by the profession of accepting shilonchana. In other words, he picks up grains left in the field and on the ground in the wholesale marketplace. Excuse me. By this means, householder brahmanas who actually abide by the principles of austerity and penance maintain themselves and their families and perform all necessary pious activities. A Brahmana who desires to achieve happiness by gaining wealth through professional priesthood must certainly have a very low mind. How shall I accept such priesthood? Purport, by His Divine Grace, Vishnu Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The first class Brahmana does not accept any rewards from his disciples or yajamanas. Practicing austerity and penances, instead goes to the agricultural field and collects food grains left by the agriculturalist to be collected by Brahmanas. Similarly, such Brahmanas go to marketplaces where grains are purchased and sold wholesale, and then they collect grains left by the merchants. In this way, such exalted Brahmanas maintain their bodies and families. Such priests never demand anything from their disciples to live in opulence, imitating Kshatriyas or Vaishyas. In other words, a pure Brahmana voluntarily accepts a life of poverty and lives in complete dependence on the mercy of the Lord. Not very many years ago, a Brahmana in Krishnanagar, near Navadvip, was offered some help from the local zamindar, Braja Krishnachandra. The Brahmana refused to accept the help. He said that since he was very happy in his householder life, taking rice given by his disciples and cooking vegetables of tamarind leaves, there was no question of taking help from the zamindar. The conclusion is that although a Brahmana may receive much opulence from his disciples, he should not utilize the rewards of his priesthood for his personal benefit. He must use them for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akinchanam hidhanam shilonchanam teneha nirva Vrtita sadhu satkriya kadham vigarhyam nukaromi adhishvara paurodha samkrishyati yena durmati. All exalted governors of various planets, a true Brahmana who has no material possessions maintains himself by the profession of accepting chilochana. In other words, he picks up grains left in the field and on the ground in the wholesale marketplace. By this means, householder Brahmanas who actually abide by the principles of austerity and penance maintain themselves and their families and perform all necessary pious activities. A Brahmana who desires to achieve happiness by gaining wealth through professional priesthood must certainly have a very low mind. How shall I accept such priesthood?
Hare Krishna,
So
Prabhu.
I can see that.
Hare Krishna. Can
Hare
you
Krishna.
read? Yes, can you please read the previous verse, text 35? Yesterday we covered 34, but we did not read text 35.
Oh, as far I am aware of, we read 34 and 35, and on the basis of 35, it was lecture yesterday.
I spoke and I did not speak on 35. I spoke on 34.
Nagari Krishna Prabhu, yesterday he gave class from 35.
Okay, maybe there was a class in the temple room,
Yes.
but it was somehow not broadcast on Zoom. So the rest of us,
Oh,
on
okay,
Zoom.
okay. So
Yeah,
I
if you
I
could just
apologize
read,
for this.
not a
I was
problem. Just read 35. That will be sufficient.
sure.
Sorry, Prabhu.
But
Sorry, well, yeah, Tarko Prabhu, there was no internet in the temple room, so we apologize for the, I guess, yeah, not consecutive chronology in the.
so I will read this text number 35, and I need to admit that that the lecture yesterday given by His Grace Nagari Krishna Prabhu was excellent. It was just delicious feast for the ear and heart. But anyway, for the sake of our senior Vaishnav, Tarakar Prabhu, I will read again text number 35 for satisfaction of his heart and pleasure of other devotees. Shri Vishvarupa Uvacha Vigarhitam Dharma Shilair Brahmarvarcha Upavayam Pratham Mad Vidhonatha Lakshair Apicha Yachitam Pratyakhya Titachishya Saeva Svartha Uchyate. Translation. Sri Vishvarupa said, all demigods, although the acceptance of priesthood is described as causing the loss of previously acquired Brahminical power, how can someone like me refuse to accept your personal request? You are all exalted commanders of the entire universe. I am your disciple and must take many lessons from you. Therefore, I cannot refuse you. I must agree for my own benefit. Purport. The professions of a qualified Brahmana are Pathana, Yajana, Dana, and Pratigraha. The words Yajana and Yajana mean that a Brahmana becomes the priest of the populace for the sake of their elevation. One who accepts the post of spiritual master neutralizes the sinful reactions of the Yajamana, the one on whose behalf he performs yajna. Thus, the results of the pious acts previously performed by the priest or spiritual master are diminished. Therefore, priesthood is not accepted by learned Brahmanas. Nevertheless, the greatly learned Brahmana, Vishvarupa, became the priest of the demigods because of his profound respect for them. And Agari Krishna Prabhu, he elaborated this in a very profound way, analyzing modern situation of so-called leaders who are very the great fellows, and because of their impersonal attitude, and godless, which is coming from godless uh, uh, lifestyle. So they introduce this predominating impersonalism in human society, which in which dominates disrespect and big mess in social order. So therefore, in conclusion, Agari Krishna Prabhu concluded that respect is extremely important in human society. And it reminds me actually that my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Devamrita Maharaj, when he was coming first in early days of 80s to our Polish Yatra, he was emphasizing this point of respect, and he was bringing examples of Vedic culture where, like for instance, Pandavas, they were addressing each other or addressing elders or other personalities. They were not just like, hey guys, what's up? Let's go there or whatever. It was not just like such nonchalant or arrogant or disrespectful or careless, approach, but rather it was full of respect, deliberated words, and they were enjoying uh, showing or manifesting respect to other persons, especially persons who were uh, with some greatness. So this topic ignited very nice discussion yesterday after this class, because as we can experience nowadays, people, they don't have this understanding that respect is a preliminary stage of developing some affectionate relationship between people nowadays. And then they lowering down the standard of interpersonal exchanges and just trying in easy way, you just like carelessly or some casual way address each other, you know and in this way they feel they have some image in their mind that in this way we can in easy way create some personal exchanges without any boundaries or some extra endeavor to address people with respect and think about how to deal with certain personality. There's so much endeavor, so let's be a little bit mentally lazy and just carelessly address each other. But what is the effect? What is what consequences of such interpersonal exchanges are nowadays? People have difficulty to establish a relationship, what to speak about maintaining a relationship. But if they coaccidentally enter some relationship, they are not able to maintain longer than 2 years or something like this. And if there is some problem, so then they are not able to solve this problem. They are just disconnecting, and it's big mess all over the world. And Varna Shankara is growing, and this carelessness and disrespect and arrogance is growing, growing, and growing. And what is the consequences of this? Quarrel, hypocrisy, fight, and war, big violence. So this is the result of so-called, easy way. But Vaishnava culture, which is higher than even Vedic culture, always emphasize this respect. Just even look on this on the words of Vishvarupa. He mentioned, he was requested to be guide, to be priest, but he addressing them, oh demigods. Although the acceptance of priesthood is decried as causing the loss of previously acquired Brahminical power, how can someone like me refuse to accept your personal request? You are all exalted commanders of the entire universe. Can we see nowadays that somebody is approaching to someone in this way? Looking for some, aspects of the personality that we can glorify this person is very unique nowadays. But look, this is so common. We on every page of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can find such type of words, of such type of glorification of other person. This is natural approach of of, of civilized, sophisticated persons, how to approach another person. This is civilization. You are all exalted commanders of the entire universe. I'm your disciple. I am and must take many lessons from you. Who is able to do this? It's just only mature Vaishnavas are able to, who develop the mentality of dasa dasa no dasa, are able to approach in this way, considering another person as Prabhu. Prabhu means master. We have this, we develop, I mean, modern leaders, they develop mentality in modern society that we are Prabhus. We are masters, and everybody is struggling to be a master in the society, and everybody else is just maidservant. In other, if we put here Vedic nomenclature, so then we are Prabhus and they are dasas. So this principle, dasa dasa no dasa, in modern society doesn't exist. Everybody is trying to put themselves on higher position, and everybody else is on the lower position. Therefore, we cannot hear such words of address here, like this Vishvarupa is saying here. You are all exalted commanders of the entire universe. I'm your disciple and must take many lessons from you. Look at his attitude. It's just humble, full of appreciation and respect to others. Therefore, I cannot refuse you. I must agree. I must agree for my own benefit. And this is a very important point in Vedic culture, especially in Vaishnava culture, that if we address someone, like Srila Prabhupada mentioned, we address other devotees as a Prabhus, considering ourselves as das, not only das, but also dasa, 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 no dasa. So in this way, we are trying to purify our mind from this impersonalism that is forcing us by our false ego to address everybody else as a lower person and neglect everyone. And if we will, if we understand that we were educated in this impersonal society in the wrong way, society and leaders, especially of this society, they were educating us that we are the master, we are the champion. Therefore, you know, this hymn, we are the champions. When I remember when before Krishna consciousness, I love this hymn, this prayer. I love it because, you know, I was one of this type of people who were half up, very arrogant, considering everybody that is lower and they are meant to serve me and glorify me. But by the grace of my Guru Maharaj, by his transcendental clap, which I experienced on my head, I changed my attitude. I start to look at other devotees as very special and unique persons, beloved sons of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Krishna loves his devotees much more than himself. So if we recognize this uniqueness in the spirit souls who's trying to surrender to Krishna, that they are very unique and very special, then naturally we invoking in our heart, in our mind, respect to these devotees, and we are ready to glorify them. And by practice of respecting and appreciating devotees, we enjoying, actually, we relishing this type of addressing other devotees or glorifying them. Like my wife yesterday asked after this class, inspired by the discussion and this point that Nagari Krishna Prabhu mentioned, that, well, you know, respect is bringing some type of effort, in mental effort, and boundaries and it's not giving this feeling of easiness in approaching of others. Yeah, if we will develop this type of mentality or attitude, so then in what is in the result? We can observe this around nowadays. People are so neglectful and disrespectful. They don't care about each other, and therefore there is no hint of any respect. If you say something about respect, they don't understand even what you're talking about. But if we will switch this gear from disrespect to respect, like Agari Krishna Prabhu mentioned yesterday, from namaha, showing respect, to aham, so then we are modern edition of modern society. In other words, Kali Chela, student of Kali Yuga. But if we switch from aham to namaha, then we are devotee bhakti practitioner. We are aspiring to become Vaishnava, worshipper of Krishna. And when we respect Krishna, so we actually relishing paying obeisances to Krishna's lotus feet. When we see Shishirada Damodar, we have natural tendency to bow down to his lotus feet and lie down as a stick in Dandavas on the front of Shishirada Damodar, begging for mercy. So we actually relishing to be in such a low position, showing our respect. We want to even show even more respect. Therefore, we are quite eager to learn how we can show respect to Krishna. But if we advancing more, becoming more Krishna conscious, more mature spiritually, so then we are able to understand that it's not only about Krishna, but it's also about Krishna's devotees. Because Krishna's devotees are most beloved object of his love, beloved objects of his heart. Krishna loves his devotees. Therefore, if we understand that Krishna loves his devotees and we start to understand this point, so then we are working very hard to develop respect to Krishna's beloved objects of his heart. And then if we practicing this showing respect and or cultivating respect, then we entering higher stage of appreciation and gratitude, and then loving affection to devotees. And then we can elevate even higher to transcendental spiritual love of devotees of Krishna. So, and this way we can fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desire, who always was trying to inspire his disciples, inspire all devotees to have transcendental exchanges based on love and trust. But if we cultivate, let's say, this modern mentality, modern so-called culture, so there is no question of love and trust. Because if you, how we can talk about love if there is no respect? Respect is preliminary stage. If you love someone, then you care for this person, you respect this person. You are very eager to fulfill needs of this person. Love is very advanced. So talking about love or trust, is very advanced topic. If we are not able to express our respectful appreciation to others, so then there's no question of love. But we need to aspire to reach this level of love and trust. So therefore, we need to practice how we can perceive another person, especially very beloved object of Krishna's heart, devotees of Krishna, how unique they are, how special they are, and respect them, glorify them, not just like for their sake, to make them embarrassed or shy. No, but for our own benefit. So there's another hint in this aspect, in this art of glorifying or respecting other devotees, because of course, naturally, by respecting and showing some excessive, respect or glorification. We don't want to embarrass them. So therefore, we need to make this in such a way that we would show our respect, appreciation, and gratitude, and they in such a way that they will feel not embarrassed, but we will benefit in sense of satisfying Krishna, because Krishna is observing everything, every step, every action, every uh, every animation of our behavior. So everything in case of Vaishnavas, like is in conclusion of today purport, that these priests or brahmanas, they were very austere. Uh, they were collecting grains after agriculturalists left the uh, agricultural field or marketplace. So they were not eager to do something for themselves, for their sense gratification, for the comfort of their senses. Brahmana are typical, very austere persons. Like, Vaishnavas here in this Gita Nagari place. You need to be very, very austere, big ascetic, saintly ascetic in order to survive in Gita Nagari. If you are not saintly ascetic, you are not able to survive in Gita Nagari, because this is the place that require saintly behavior, saintly activities. So if you are able to be here, this means that you are even greater ascetic, saintly ascetic than all these brahmanas who are described here in today purport. But why they were so austere? Just only a few grains to maintain their body and families? Srila Prabhupada concluded. The conclusion is that although a brahmana may receive much opulence from his disciples, he should not utilize the rewards of his priesthood for his personal benefit. He must use them for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the axiom. If there is no such steady point in the form of axiom, like Krishna's word, Krishna's desire, so then we can be very confused. What we should do, how we should do. What is the standard? Whom we should follow? But if we accept Krishna as the axiom, steady point, as the standard, his words as the standard, that we can satisfy him. This is our measurement. How much we can satisfy Krishna. Well, it's easy to talk about satisfying Krishna. We don't see Krishna. We are not spiritually qualified to see Krishna. And how we can? Then we have bona fide representative of Krishna. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadat. Yasya prasadat nagati kutapi. If we satisfy the spiritual master, bona fide representative of Krishna, then Krishna is satisfied for sure. If we don't satisfy spiritual master, so then naturally we are not able to satisfy Krishna. Because Krishna loves his devotees. The more qualified devotee, the more closely, intimately connected devotee with Krishna, the more for us is bigger role model. We should follow, like in Nectar of Instruction is informing us. We should have friendly relationship with peers. We should have respectful attitude towards those who are more advanced, and pay obeisances, and have a service attitude to benefit ourselves. How to benefit ourselves? Because we are dasa no dasa. By serving other devotees, we are able to serve Krishna. So all these very beautiful, very, very civilized, very sophisticated, profound aspects of Vaishnava culture are there for our own benefit. And this is, like my Guru Maharaj used to say, this is healthy selfishness. If we are if we develop this healthy selfishness, then we think how to take care of myself, how I need how I can develop my spiritual advancement, how I can make spiritual progress in Krishna consciousness, how I can develop my love of Krishna. So they are the means. If we know that Krishna's devotees are most beloved objects of his heart, so then naturally we stick to this principle to love Krishna's devotees. Like nowadays, Srila Prabhupada used to say, giving such simple example, like nowadays people, instead of developing personal relationship with other human beings due to lack of abilities to develop human relationships, so they start to develop a relationship with cats and dogs, and develop some loving affection to them, and this is their partners of life. So and in the area where I live in State College, I can see every morning, even sometimes late night or very early morning at 5 a.m. They are walking or running with their dogs. I was, oh my goodness, this is austere. Just wake up to just take dogs, just to walk with him, in this cold, freezing weather, just to that this little dog, can do some stuff, and they grabbing the stuff with their hands, through plastic bag, but still. So there is so much austerity. But if you invite them, please come over to Mangalarati or to the temple to listen about glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, they are too busy because they need to walk the dog. So it's such mess in human society. They don't know the value of spiritual culture, spiritual lifestyle. So therefore, we as devotees of Krishna, knowing what is what, we should cultivate these aspects of Vedic culture, especially Vaishnava culture. So when we see such person who is worshipper of dogs, servant of dogs, so then when we approach this person and we, say, hi, and then start to cheer this little dog, so could you imagine what is going on in the heart and the mind of this person? He's melted on the spot because we expressed our affection to his dog, his loving object. Because see, she is sacrificing so much for this little dog. This dog actually, for many of the modern society nowadays, are like just love partners. They're putting all their loving affection to this, dogs or cats. So if we express, such, appreciation or some loving affection to dog, then heart of this person is melted. But if we will try to, say something, some few nice words to the person is not affected as much as we just, express for a few seconds our affection to dog. So this is quite, a big hint how we can touch the heart of the master. So we are Tomar, yeah, how Bhaktivinoda Thakur was singing? Tomara Kukura, correct? Tomara Kukura. I want to be a dog in the family of devotees. So we are trying to be humble for our own benefit because we want to be dasa dasa nudasa. So therefore, if we be able to express loving affection to Krishna's dogs, to Krishna's devotees, so then we will touch Krishna's heart. In this way, we become more and more Krishna conscious. And life is short. Time is running very quickly. I never thought in this way until I hit 60s. And every day of my life nowadays, I can feel pressure of time. That indeed, like Srila Prabhupada used to say, that I can die in any moment. So therefore, uh, I'm so aware of this, that I can die in any moment because my body is shrinking, getting weaker, sicker, huh? and life, I can see from the perspective of time, life is short. It's so short, and time's running so quickly. Therefore, we need to be healthy, to cultivate healthy selfishness, to do something for our own benefit, spiritual benefit, just to to become dasa, dasa nudasa, to satisfy Krishna, to please devotees, and in this way receive our our healthy, selfish benefit to make spiritual progress. There is no other way. There is no other way. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? I thank you very much, Olga, for sharing yesterday your wonderful story of how you joined Krishna consciousness. When you was narrating the story, in my mind was appreciation of Krishna's arrangements for his devotees, and my mind was just for sure you was Krishna's devotee last life. Otherwise, how is possible that Krishna put you in such environment that you was surrounded by devotees all the time? Krishna, Krishna is loving, caring father. He always is thinking how to facilitate his children to attract them to the concept of coming back home. So therefore, out of his love and care, he put you, situated you in this environment where devotees are there. And you was wondering, what these people are doing, what is this Hare Krishna all about? But all the time you was surrounded by devotees. Not only this, you took birth in the family, the name, that your last name is Hari, what? Hari Hichko. Hari, what? Harechko. Hare Harechko. So like you went for the festival. So then Hare what? Hare Krishna? So you even your last name is very close. It's like about with holy name of the Lord. So this is very unique situation. And when I hear also from Alina, there was just also an like unbelievable story. How Krishna is so clever. Krishna is so merciful for his children, for his devotees, to just navigate in their lives, to come to bring them closer and closer. This is just amazing, amazing. So this actually brought to my mind, not only appreciation of Krishna cleverness and his love and care, but also like deeper understanding how devotees are very special souls, like so unique. Being in the field of preaching activities for more than 40 years, uh, I, and Krishna put me many times in the role of like pioneer, starting from scratch. So it is hard work to bring conditioned souls completely bewildered and degraded by modern so-called culture. From impersonalism, that they see everybody is equal, or everybody is one, the same, or equal. It is horrible, horrible. But some amongst all these degraded people of Kali Yuga, there are some persons like you, like all these devotees around here. They are so special. This living entities, they're looking for something sublime. It's like swans. This is nature of the swan. Swan is not interested to go to garbage and take some filthy, stinky things. Like, bro, they are in ecstasy when they see such, filthy place and go and relish some stinky, finky, decomposed things. But swans, they enjoying some crystal clear, beautiful lake full of lotuses and swimming in distinction, dignity. So this is the nature of devotees. Even before we became devotee, practitioner of bhakti, we were looking for such sublime things. Maybe not everyone, but some of us, they were looking for something more sublime, something more better than this what modern society is supplying. And here go. Krishna is very attentive and rewarded us for our research. Some devotees, they were not aware that they're looking for something, and they were blessed by Krishna's mercy because maybe their previous life, they deserve for some type of connection. So then Krishna bestow upon them, huge shower of mercy. And they discover themselves that, yeah, I actually was meant for this, to be amongst devotees and glorify Krishna and serve Krishna's lotus feet amongst devotees. So to be a devotee is very special. And even to maintain the status quo of devotee of Krishna is even more special. So let's together help each other, support each other in harmony, love and trust, with start with respect to each other. Glorifying Krishna and maintain our life to the end. And in this glorious way, let's come back to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful elaboration of this important aspect, foundation of Vaishnava culture, foundation of developing love to Krishna. I don't even have a question, but I don't think you can do this. It's okay. And then, and it always, what's the word in me? I'm always mesmerized to see how devotees can take seemingly dry, you can say like dry verse and purport that refers to something that we cannot directly connect with our present devotee life. And then they can churn this into such a nectar that it's so applicable in our daily life. So just like yesterday, Krishna Prabhu has done it, and today you even elaborate further. So thank you so much for this. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. All glories to some devotees.
Right.